Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of slope-intercept form. This is standard 7.7a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 20 off the 2022 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have just some xy values, and it is a linear relationship here, and we need to just put it into slope-intercept form. So when we're looking at slope-intercept form, it's going to look like this: y equals mx plus b. So the y and the x are going to be the y and the x values. So this m is the first one we're going to look at, right? So that's our slope. So our slope is the change in y over the change in x. So how we do that is we take two different y coordinates, subtract them, and put that over two different x coordinates. And it's a fraction that we turn into a decimal usually if we can. So it doesn't really matter which set of y or x coordinates you use. So I'm going to do two different ones to kind of show you how that works. So let's just take these two right here to begin with. So it doesn't even really matter which one you do first. So I'm just going to make this my y2, and this is going to be my y1, this is going to be my x1, my x2. You just want to make sure you've got your x2 and your y2 paired up. So this is going to be 25. That's my y2 minus 13. And then my 5 minus 3. And so that's going to be 12 over 2, so that equals 6. Now what would have happened if I would have made this my y2 and that my y1, my x2, my x1? Well, guess what? You just would have gotten 13 minus 25. You would have gotten 3 minus 5, so you would have gotten negative 12 over negative 2. Negative and negative cancel each other out, so you still would have gotten 6. Now what happens if I were to make this 25 and 1 and this negative 11 negative 1? We'll see it's going to do the same thing. So let's do 25 minus negative 11. And let's do 5 minus negative 1. So the two negatives make a positive, so 25 plus 11 is 36. 5 plus 1 is 6. Guess what? If it's a linear relationship, you can take any xy coordinate. Doesn't matter what you do. You can keep doing it. You're going to get the slope of 6. So we've got y equals 6x. Okay? Now, we need this plus b right here. Okay? And so let's see what that would look like here. Y equals 6x. And so how do we figure that out? Well, this y-intercept is the b. And so what that means is if x is 0, if x equals 0, then y is going to equal your b. So what happens if x is 0? I don't have 0, but 0 is going to fall right here between that negative 1 and 1. You see it's going, the x is getting more positive, right? So it's going to be right between the negative 1 and 1, so I can really just kind of split that in half, right? So if I've got negative 1 and 11, negative 11, and I've got 1 and 1, right? So that's a distance of 2. So that 0 is going to be right in the middle. So what is the distance between those two, right? 1 minus negative 11. Well, the distance is going to be 12. So if I cut that in half, it's going to be 6, right? So what's 6 away from that? And that's going to be negative 5 is 6 away. And so here is my final slope-intercept form. Y equals 6x minus 5. If you want to double check this, plug in any of these x and y coordinates and they will work. And so my answer is H.